All right. Are you just crazy? That's what I'm trying to figure this out. Huh?
No, I'm not crazy. I think I just make I'm an emotional person, so I'm always going off emotions and.
Okay, before I do it, just give me your name real quick.
Rosie Love.
Okay, Rosie. Now, give us your story of why. We told you a little about this show. It's about women getting back in the dating world. So yes. It's not a makeover show, but it's a show about you getting your stuff together for the rest of your life. So we're giving you the tools to try to get that together. So give us some information on your dating, what you've been doing dating, why you haven't been out dating, what kind of problems you've experienced. Just go ahead and let us hear what you said.
I'm a single mom of a 7-year-old daughter, and I seem to have a lot of bad experiences with dating. Every time I seem to date a guy, it seems to be something wrong with him. Sometimes I wonder if it's me. One guy, the worst situation I've dated was a pimp. And he recently got arrested again for pimping and pandering out in Long Beach. And at the time I met him, you know, he approached me in a manner that was, as he would call it, square. And I told him about my business. He told me, oh, he does business. And so
what kind of business do you do?
I'm working on a nonprofit organization.
Okay.
And so, you know, we kind of connected on that level. After he and I going out to eat one day, his phone constantly kept ringing, and I wasn't for sure what was going on. He would keep excusing himself. And eventually I just kind of asked him, I don't know where the intuition came from, and he admitted he's a pimp. He tries to make it seem like he was just helping these women. And so he and I eventually, you know, at one point, prior to that I should say, we got intimate. After that I kind of stayed with him. He did try to get me to work for him. By the grace of God, I never did. However, I think part of my reason for staying with him is because that's also what my business is geared towards. The women and the lifestyle that he's helping to, you know, work.
Put into, okay.
Exactly. Other guys I meet, you know, I met another guy, and he eventually, I found out he had a girlfriend, and he had a girlfriend back in Alabama and wanted me to be his LA girlfriend. His Alabama girlfriend called me and was like, hello, is this Rosie Love? I'm like, yes. She like, well, you messing with a married man with her country accent. And I'm trying to tell her, you know, that I don't like her man like that, and she's just going hard on me. I'm not used to confrontation like that at my age anymore.
And how old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay.
And I don't know, a lot of guys, another guy, you know, I met, we were hanging out, we were really cool. I knew him for years. He was an Orkin man. So I knew him for years. It was always professional. You know, he'd come to my building, do his thing, you know, we'd talk a lot of times about religion or whatever. Eventually, you know, he and I started dating or whatever, but I never saw him outside of his uniform. I don't know why is that. He would always come.
A man in uniform. There's an organ.
He would always come and take me. You know, we'd go out. You know, periodically, like little cheap places. I'm a simple girl. I didn't care. I'm hungry. We gonna eat regardless. McDonald's. You know, Chinese restaurant, anything. And so eventually, you know, I started telling him how I feel. He tried to make me remember. Oh, you remember in the beginning where you said that you ain't want a relationship? I said, but what that have to do with you calling me sometimes, you know, not only when you want to get, you know, fresh with me, and why can I not come and see one of your homes that you supposedly live in? You know, another guy I dated, really, I don't know why. I should be by myself sometimes, I think. At the same time, I guess in my age, you know, I'm looking for a guy who I can be goofy and silly with, as well as discuss business with, you know. And whenever I'm around a guy who's not productive, sometimes, you know, if you see them having fun and not handling their business during the day, you kind of want to maybe sometimes sit back and join in on the fun, you know, and you got to restrain from that. Another guy recently that I was dating, he does background work, and met him on set. Come to find out he has, you know, not much education, which is, you know, I'm not mad at him for how he want to live his lifestyle. He's been on meds since he was a teen, or you know, he don't know what he want to do with his life. And me, you know, I know where I'm going and what I want to do, even though, you know, it's a long road ahead.
What does he want to do?
He does not know what he wants to do.
What do you want to do?
I want to get my business up and running, help my daughter with her career, and just get my bachelor's that I'm working on now. Yeah, and so I do have a plan that I'm 33. By the time I'm 40, God willing, my business will be open, you know, because it's not a piece, it's not easy, you know. And I don't know, it seemed like all the guys I date is like that, you know, they don't either know what they want, and I keep drawing guys that way. The pimp guy, he was the worst case. The guy who never wanted me to see him out of his uniform.
Now what are you looking for in a relationship?
I'm looking for a guy who is down to earth, you know, who definitely has God first, you know, preferably Christian. And who, even if he's not balling right now or rich, I feel like we can get rich together. You know, you do your thing, I do my thing, and we combine it. And someone who's just has goals and, you know, motivations, and that's kind of what I want. You know, someone who's tall. And I don't think it's that hard. And
how tall do you have to be?
I'm 5'7.5", so at least 5'10" or taller.
Well, we don't got a chance then. We done. Wow, you discriminate against short men?
No.
But what if the short man had all the things you needed to do? You know what,
if it's who God want me with, then it'll happen. Put it that way.
Okay.
You know, I'll just say that.
When is the last time? How long has it been since you've been in a relationship? What you would consider?
In a relationship, my daughter's father, and that's been I don't know, about 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Since then, I've dated guys, and, you know, I've had a couple of guys who wanted to, you know, who considered me their girlfriend, or my friends would be like, well, you acting like he your boyfriend, you doing this and that. And I'm like, but if I'm telling him we're not together, then we're not together. And I guess, you know, part of it is because I'm scared of that commitment. You know, I was my daughter's father, and you know, we've been through a lot. I was hurt, you know, verbally and physically, and I don't ever want to put myself in that situation again, you know. And I don't know if I'm low-key scarred from that, even though I tell myself I'm over it, or I don't know. But all the guys I do seem to meet right now are, I don't know, they're not good for me.
Last question. Do you think that you have the tools that it takes in order to find the perfect person for you?
Yes, I do. I think by just being myself, and if someone likes me, they're gonna like me for me, you know, because I don't try to pretend to be someone other than I'm not. You know, I can be goofy and silly, as well as I'm just me. So yes, I think I do.
All right. Beautiful. Thank you so much, dear. And stop discriminating against the short man.